So I'm Connor Svensson. I'm the founder of a company called Block.io. That's blk.io there. And what we're doing is we're building tooling and integrations for existing enterprise to work with Ethereum-based blockchain technology. There's a big disconnect between the two at the moment, and we need to make it a lot more accessible to get them really on board with it all, and that's what we're focused on. I'm also the author of a library called Web3j, which is the Java library for integrating with Ethereum, and then too within the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, I chair the Quorum working group, and I'm doing a lot of work right now on the upcoming standards.
So it sounds like you're trying to bridge a gap. Can you tell us about those obstacles that people have to getting into Solidity?
Yeah, especially with Solidity, there's a learning curve with it, and the challenge that you have in enterprises is that they've traditionally been developing on specific stacks for years and years. Like a lot of them are using the Java Virtual Machine, and they've been working with that for 20 years. You bring along a new technology, sure, you might be able to do some proof of concepts with it, but they're not going to move across to running their core critical systems on that until they feel comfortable with the technology. So the more you can make it look like what's already there and it works nicely with what's already there, the more likely they are to start working with the technology and embrace it.
And so I'm not much of a technical guy. Can you tell me how compatible is Java with Solidity as far as is it a natural progression? Is it an easy thing to get people to go from one to the other?
Well, with Web3j, what it enables you to do is that you write your contract using Solidity, but once the contract's written, you do everything else within Java.
Oh, okay.
So you push out the smart contract, you transact with it, you read events from it, you read the blockchain, all through Java, and that's really good for enterprises because most of them are running Java internally, and so it helps solve that problem. Sure, there's still the overhead of having to develop smart contracts in Solidity, but it's that it certainly brings the technology in a much more accessible way to them.
And does that also help with talents? Like if there might be a shortage of Solidity developers, then you can hire Java developers as part of your team.
Yeah, exactly, and that's from my own perspective as a company founder, that's the approach I take. I get very good developers, bring them into the fold. They can learn the blockchain side of things, over a few months and get really good with it as long as they've got good programming foundations. And
Right.
So, by having tools for the most common, widely used enterprise languages, it just makes the technology more accessible to a wider group. And that's something else I'm passionate about, is just growing the overall Ethereum community.
Yeah, for sure. We're dedicated to Ethereum. Our whole Ethereum alarm clock with Piper Miriam is about scheduling transactions for the future. Are there any ideas that you have of how that could be used?
Well, I think in terms of transaction scheduling, I mean, the challenge right now with smart contracts and stuff running on the blockchain is that typically you have to invoke something in order to get an action to happen.
Right.
And so if you want anything to happen at a point in time in the future, you need it's analogous to a cron scheduler outside that then is calling in. But if you could have something that you can set and forget and it just takes care of itself, then it's certainly going to be an improvement on what's already there.
Okay, great. Where can people go to learn more about your main project?
So if you head to web3j.io or block, that's blk.io, that's tell you everything you need to know.
Great, thank you so much,
Okay.
and thank you for speaking at the conference.
Yeah, no problem. Cool, thank you.